Hello everybody, Brian Davidson here, CEO at Flotec. I'm here to introduce the new next generation Transfill Cascade system manufactured by Flotec. The Transfill Cascade system can have up to 20 inlet source tanks with 2 outlet target tanks. What we have here is a 3 in or 3 source, 2 out or 2 target system. The engineers here at Flotec have worked very hard to create a system that is both easy to operate, efficient and helps save money, and safe for the operator to use. The source lines have individual valve controls where you can control which tank you're getting your gas from. They have pressure gauges so that you can measure the pressure inside each tank, so that the ease of operation is enhanced because you don't have to guess on which tank is the empty tank by using tape or rings or other marking devices. You simply look at the pressure gauge to determine which tank you fill from first. In addition to the pressure gauge, which helps you select which tank to fill from first, the unit also incorporates a snubber orifice. This is a safety feature which allows the system to control how fast you're filling your target tanks. The snubber orifice is designed to fill gas at 100 psi per minute. This reduces adiabatic recompression heat, which can cause serious damage or safety concerns. In addition, each source line has a check valve in it. So if your operator forgets to turn off a valve before he opens up the next one, the check valve prevents backfill into an empty tank, therefore wasting gas. So the source tank has a stainless steel braid over Teflon tubing, high pressure hose designed for 2000 psi working pressure and approved pressure up to 4000 psi. Flotec also incorporates a hand-tight knurled nut with an O-ring for ease to attaching to your source tanks. So this gives you a better seal, less leakage, and also takes no tools to assemble that or to put it on the system. The source tank also comes with a bracket which allows us to hang the hoses on a bracket so that it doesn't become damaged when you're moving tanks underneath the system. The lines are 36 inches long, but we can customize that if you have special needs or special applications. Typically this is mounted well above your cylinder tanks, which come to about here, and your lines will be up here, but it's still within easy reach of the operator. This gauge here is what you use to match the pressure on your target tank, so that when you have 1000 psi on your target tank and 1000 psi from your source tank, you know that the tanks are now equalized and you've got all of the gas out of the source tank that you're going to be able to get to. So you need to close the source tank valve there and then open up the next valve, which will allow the gas to move through. It's a good idea to shut off the line between switching tanks so that you can open this valve slowly without having sudden release of gas as you go from a lower pressure to a higher pressure. The target tank has an additional stainless steel wrap to protect the braid that's underneath it. This helps increase the life of your hose assembly because this line here gets the most use or wear and tear as you're filling multiple tanks and fewer of your source tanks. Many folks like to have 2 target tanks, one for the CGA 870, which is an adapter that will fit on the target tank, and another one for 540, and we can have this hose up to 15 feet long, so you can literally connect to the M tank in an ambulance without having to remove the cylinder tank from the ambulance, therefore saving money on having to rent additional M tanks. It saves injury for people trying to pick up a heavy cylinder tank out of an ambulance and busted knuckles. So this allows you to actually fill an M tank while it's still inside the ambulance, and you don't have to rent additional tanks or have them shipped in and out to do that. The next feature of the Flotec Transfill Cascade system is the safety vent valve. This has actually got a silencer on it, so it doesn't make a lot of noise when you open it, but when you're finished filling tanks, what you want to do is you want to purge the pressure from the lines before you disconnect it from the tank. So by closing the cylinder tank, either a post valve on a D tank or a 540 valve on an M tank, when you close it, there's gas still in these lines. If there's a 15-footer, it's a lot of gas under 2,000 psi of pressure. So you want to close the cylinder tank and then open the vent valve slowly and let the pressure come out of the system. One other feature that you can use with the safety vent valve is you can use this to purge any ambient air that might exist in the system. So before you start filling a tank, you might hook up a source tank here, but you're going to have some ambient air inside the hose and inside the system. So by opening this valve and opening this valve, you can purge any ambient air out of the system so that you're transfilling only pure oxygen. The same can be done by closing this valve and then opening the valve on your D tank or your M tank and letting the gas come through here and opening this valve and purging out any ambient air that is in the line before you start transfilling. Once you've done that, you can go to the procedure of opening your source tank and opening the valve to your target tank and know that you have almost totally pure oxygen inside the system so that you're not introducing any ambient air into the system. An additional thing about the Flotec Transfill Cascade system is we can customize this to almost any specific protocol or requirement that you may have. The system is very scalable. There's actually ports here. We can add additional valves so that it can have more source tanks. We can also add more target tanks so you can fill more than one tank at a time. So these systems here are very scalable. You can add lines here or add lines there to be able to handle more unique applications to save you time and money. Again, we've tried to incorporate several safety features into the system to prevent accidents from occurring. By putting an armor plate on the hose, we help keeping the braid from hurting a person's hand. We have systems in it to prevent any kind of danger from adiabatic recompression or sudden releases of gases. Again, ask us about what your application might be, and we'll be glad to customize a unit for what you're exactly looking for.